What's going on, everyone? This is Alex, and lo and behold, CNBC made a new series called Millennial Mortgage. If millennial money was not enough fuel for Graham Stephan to just bash everyone that did the wrong things and give props to the people that did the really good things financially, well, this new series might be just some new fuel for the fire. And I just saw that CNBC posted this about an hour ago, so I thought I might give it a try and film my reaction to it because it is the first episode, at least to my knowledge, and whatever, I didn't see anything about this thing, so it's gonna be really interesting. So let's dive into it. Maybe I'll do a small comparison about how the mortgages are in the United States versus how it is in my country, and well, you might have a new perspective on the world. So let's dive into it.
Having something to your name, it feels great. Like, people will say, like, you don't own the home, the bank owns the home. But if your name is on the title, you own it.
What he's saying is true because you can leverage the bank's money in order to control a property that's worth a lot with very little money up front. So basically, seeing this house was 600K, you could probably put 120K down payment and control the house. Or if you get a FHA in the United States, which lets you buy a house with 5% down, it's just gonna be amazing to use 30K to control a $600,000 property. So he's kind of right about the fact that, well, you own it, kinda, you control it, so you can do a lot with it with the money that you leverage from the bank.
Our home was priced at $599,000 and we put 10% down. I'm Ver Star.
And I'm Jenelle Yee, and we just bought our first home in Gardena, California,
which is 20 minutes south of Los Angeles. We were looking for a place for almost a year and a half.
We knew right away that this was...
Wow, that's a really beautiful house. And to get that house for 600K in like near Los Angeles, like 20 minutes away from Los Angeles, that should probably be a really good deal for that place, considering how new it is or how good it looks.
So I actually work remote, and location for me wasn't a huge factor. Ver actually works in Santa Monica, so we do like that it allows him to have that commuter experience. So he does take the buses and train over to work.
We have, a 2-car garage where that opens up into the front door area, which is like a den. It's an open floor plan, so we have a huge couch with a TV. We have solar panels which are owned outright, so we don't lease them. They just came baked into the price of them.
I'm not sure if that solar panel really work that well, but from what I'm seeing, like in the beginning, the house looks really, really good. I know for the United States people, 1,500 square foot might not be much, but from my perspective, from an European perspective, that's huge.
All right, this little room right here is actually just right next to the living room. It's just like a den. As you can see, it's a computer setup. This is my area.
So here in my home office, I have converted it from one of the 2 guest bedrooms. So now I have an L-shaped desk with dual monitors, and a lot of my work is done digitally because it is a remote type of role.
That's really cool. Like, imagine that they use the house as an office too. So they have 2 separate bedrooms or 2 separate rooms in the house just for office space, which is amazing. Like, everyone can work from its own place. You can spend the time in that beautiful house and work from home, generate money. It's an incredible way of doing things. I mean, whatever, props to them.
When it's a real estate agent who's representing the buyer actually doesn't pay anything to the real estate agent that is representing them.
Okay, so here are the costs with the mortgage. So they had the 60K down payment, which they said it was 10%. I don't know what the appliances are for, like $4,238. Let's see, it's bought washer, dryer, and fridge. Whatever, that's very expensive for washer and dryer and fridge compared to what it's going to be here for washer, dryer, and the fridge I'll probably pay like $1,000 total. Closing costs are like 5%, whatever, it's the same. Home inspection, $522, and moving cost $600. That wasn't much.
It's actually baked into the sales price of the selling home and the seller. So typically closing costs for buyers is like 3%.
Wow, look at that mortgage. That's $2,663. With property taxes $700, HOA fees $108, electricity $110. Then not bad. PMI, private mortgage insurance, they're gonna get rid of that when they reach 20% equity in the house. So props to that. Water, trash, recycling, like $80. Homeowners insurance, whatever, $30. Man, the property taxes is so high. Like property taxes in Romania per year are about, let's say, maybe they reach $100. And the cost of acquisition of a house can get you up to 1 million euros if that's the situation. If you want to get a really nice like penthouse, or if you want to buy a house or make a house like they have, it's gonna probably cost you about 500,000 euros. So whatever, but those property taxes, oh my god.
I think it was about 2 years ago that we really decided we wanted to stop renting. Prior to moving to LA, we both lived in Austin, Texas. And once we moved to LA, the rent doubled. And then once we got here, the rent just kept increasing every year.
Since we were already paying rent close to $3,000, we were looking at monthly payments that would be around that.
Okay. Look, do you see what they watched there? There's the book on rental property investing. Nice, congrats. They probably did a really smart thing buying the house because of the book that they are reading right now. Hopefully they read the damn book and they're not just like doing it for the show. But if they read that book and bought the house with some reasoning from that book, it probably was a smart decision. So they have a combined income of $185,000. Oh my god! At the state that I'm in right now, it's probably gonna take me about 15 years to make that. Just to make 1 year of their salary. Oh my god! Wow, that's amazing. Like from my perspective of a person that makes about not even 10% of what they make per year. Oh my god, that's amazing. It's really amazing. Damn.
All throughout high school and college, I was also working multiple positions. Along with those savings, I started working for a nonprofit, part-time remote, along with working a full-time job. So that helped me save a little bit faster and also build my capital. And along with savings, I do have investment accounts and retirement funds.
They were very frugal, so they cut costs on food, shopping. She saved a bunch of money while she was young.
I usually just eat at home, and I don't really need to go out for lunch or anything like that.
I make my own cold brew.
That's the 20-cent iced coffee for Graham. They read the book, they watched the channel. You can't complain about that.
And this is why we were able to get a house, because I saved money on coffee.
When we first started looking for homes all throughout California, ranging from Burbank to Glendale, all of the homes were priced at $700,000 or $800,000 or even higher. So that was pretty hard for us to kind of budget it out. Usually the prices will be a little lower if you just have to commute an extra 20 or 30 minutes. So for example, we're in Gardena, California. It's about 20 to 30 minutes away from central LA and also the main part of the city. So that was a little bit of a sacrifice we had to make.
Yeah, you save some money when you move out or outside the central part of the city, but you have to factor in the time input for that 30 or 20 minutes of commuting back and forth. So it's going to be like an hour plus per day, which is like 5 hours per week. But here's the but. They make a lot of money per hour that they work. So getting a home that's more expensive and closer to the place that they would need to get potentially if they want to get to work might be really worth it, considering the time investment that they make over the years. They should have read Mr. Money Mustache and the post that he has about the true cost of the commute. I'll link that in the description down below if by any chance anyone sees this video and is interested in the reasoning behind it. You probably save a shit ton of money just by moving closer to where you need to get. That was really smart for them to keep their investments and emergency fund and go with a 10% down payment, even though they have private mortgage insurance. And I know everyone is gonna go crazy about that, but keep in mind that they can get rid of it in about 6 months to a year if they save more and pay more of the mortgage and they reach 20% equity in the house, or 22% equity in the house to be more correct or more accurate about it.
When we spoke with a real estate agent, they wanted us to get pre-approved, and that involves, having your W-2s, your tax statements, your proof of funds, and then, submitting it to a lender.
Nice! They got pre-approved and they shopped for lenders. They knew what they were doing, or the agent that they worked with knew what he was doing, because this is done like so well.
The reason why we went with Wells Fargo for this one was because they were offering credits towards closing costs and upgrades. We were able to get $15,000 in credits, so we used that partially for closing costs as well as upgrades like the floors, the cabinets, tile, the bathroom. And we got a pretty good rate at 4.125% on a 30-year fixed rate loan.
That's a really great rate that they got at around 4.1%. Just for contrast and for like knowledge, like geographical knowledge purposes, we actually have like 5 to 7 year fixed rate, and then it's variable for the rest of the duration of the loan. And the interest rates when buying a home here in Romania are between 6.5% to all the way to like 8.5%. If you want to get a fixed rate for 30 years, there is only one bank that offers that, but it's like 8.5 or 8.7 when you factor in everything else that you have going on with the mortgage. So just to contrast this, they have like half of the interest rate that we would pay if we would want to go in a deal like they did. And no, the inflation is not that high here in Romania that it basically cancels out the interest rate. The inflation is about 3.5 to tops 4% in like the bad days. So yeah, the inflation doesn't cut that much from the interest rate that the banks offer here. Yeah, and just to contrast this with the United States inflation, which sits around 1.8 to 2.1%. For us, it's like 3.5 to 3.7. So basically, their interest rate is so much cheaper, and it's so much more easier and it's so much more predictable because you have like 30 years on such low interest rate that it's a no-brainer to buy the house no matter what.
We knew that since we put less than 20% down, we would have PMI. Fortunately, it's not like a couple hundred, it's actually, less than $100 for our PMI.
So of course they're gonna get rid of the PMI, so there's no big deal about that.
The first step, get pre-approved. See how much you're making, how much you have saved up, and then how much you can afford. Don't open any lines of credit when you're in the process. Like the underwriters typically are the ones who make the decision. So, you know, they're looking at your credit score, they're looking at your debt to income ratio, those things that I mentioned.
Really good tips that they got. They probably read the book because everything was done really well and everything was thought out in advance, and props to them. Congratulations on the new house. And if you see this video by any miracle on this world, read the post in the description down below from Mr. Money Mustache to really see the difference and the true cost of the commute. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to destroy the like button if you feel like it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Ring the notification bell so YouTube notifies you whenever I post a video. Until next time, my friends, be legendary.